Hi, and welcome to 1 Minute Finance. Where are stocks traded? Stocks are all the shares into which the ownership of the company is divided. They're traded in a place called the stock market, which facilitates the sale and purchase of stocks between individual investors like me and you, institutional investors like funds, and companies in between themselves. The majority of these stock trades happen between investors rather than companies themselves. So if you go and buy a share through your broker's website of, let's say, Facebook, you wouldn't really buy it from Facebook itself. You would be buying it from another seller who has those stocks and is willing to sell them to you. Stock prices on exchanges are governed by the laws of supply and demand, plain and simple. At any given time, there's a maximum price someone is willing to pay for a certain stock and a minimum price someone is willing to sell them for. Think of the stock market trading as an auction, right? Some investors bidding for the stock, which others are willing to sell. If there's a lot of demand for a stock, investors will buy shares quicker than the sellers want to get rid of them, causing the stock price to rise. But if there are more sellers than buyers, the stock price will fall. To make sure there's always a marketplace for stocks on an exchange and investors can choose to buy and sell shares immediately whenever they want to during market hours, individuals known as market makers act as intermediaries. Now, market makers buy and hold shares continually and list buy and sell quotations. The highest offer to buy shares listed from a market maker and at any given time is known as the bid, and the lowest offered selling price is known as the ask. The difference between the two is called the spread. The main reason for using the market maker system as opposed to simply letting investors buy and sell shares directly is to be sure that there is always a buyer to match with every seller and vice versa. If you want to sell a stock, you don't need to wait until a buyer wants your exact number of shares. A market maker will buy them right away.